Welcome to Sandler Software's Positive Pay demo video. Positive Pay is one of the 4 modules of the eBanking suite for Solomon. The 3 other modules are AP and AR, electronic funds transfer, and lockbox processing. Since 1996, Sandler Software has been building applications for Microsoft Solomon. The Solomon's Payroll Direct Deposit module and Solomon Work Order modules were developed by Sandler and sold to Solomon Software. In addition, Sandler has products for the Project series and the Manufacturing series of Microsoft Solomon. Let's take a look at an overview of Positive Pay. What is Positive Pay? It's a mechanism used to prevent check fraud. It's used by banks throughout the United States. It's becoming more and more popular. Sometimes it's been called Safe Pay as well. You may find it under that name. What it consists of is a file, an electronic file of checks that were issued by your company, and that file you transmit to your bank. The bank then, with that file, will use it to validate and verify any checks that are presented for payment. And unless the check that's presented is in the file, the bank will not cash it, and they will contact you. In this way, they have proof positive that the check was created by you, the customer, and therefore you want it to be processed by the bank. Positive Pay is a little unique in that each bank has a very different format. So one of the challenges of a software product is to be able to manage that process of having formats that are different bank by bank. Let's take a look at some of the features of the Sandler Software's Positive Pay module. First off, our product includes numerous formats straight away out of the box. We'll show them here to you in a minute. If the format for your bank or your bank is not found in this list, it can be generally very easily created. We do this all the time, continually are adding new formats, and this is done generally at no charge. The product fully supports Solomon multi-company, whether in one database or multiple databases. It fully supports multiple accounts. So you can have different accounts in the same database with different banks, and each bank can be connected up with a different Positive Pay format. The software contains built-in communications. After we create the Positive Pay file, it needs to be transmitted to your bank. It has built-in some serial communications. It provides web transfer, which is becoming more and more popular. If your bank requires proprietary software to transmit it, that is supported as well. Virtually any type of communications that's required is built in seamlessly into the software. The product also includes an archiving feature so that all the Positive Pay files that are created can be optionally archived for future historical purposes. This table below shows our current list of banks that we have formats out of the box. And as I said before, if there are any formats that aren't listed here, they're generally very easily created, and we're very happy to do that at no charge. We're going to go and do a demo of Positive Pay. Let's take a look at what we're going to show. First off, we're going to select a Positive Pay format. That's simply going to the format area of the product and determining if that format is currently in the product and selecting it. Next, there's a screen that allows you to take a look at those check batches that have been printed by Solomon Check Printing. We fully support AP and payroll checks that have been printed. Once you've selected those batches, you can select one or many at the same time. Then you create the file, optionally print an audit report, and then transmit the file to the bank. Now we'll go into the demo portion of the video. To access the Positive Pay module, we go to the Solomon main menu, module menu, and go to the eBanking suite for Solomon. First thing that we're taking a look at is the Positive Pay file formats. Different formats that are available, as we saw in the previous slides, and how we select those formats. So we go to the Positive Pay tab, and what we'll see here are the list of the formats that are currently installed in eBanking. Again, if the format for your bank is not here, we can easily add it, and 9 out of 10 times it would be at absolutely no charge to you, the customer. So in this case, we have 3 formats selected, and what that's indicating is that we've got different bank accounts or companies that may use different banks. So Wells Fargo, M&T, and the standard positive pay file. So this is all that we do is go in here and select the format that we may need. And that's generally won't be done very often, just probably once when you're setting the module up. The next step then is actually just going in and creating and sending the file. Let's take a look how we do that. We go to the AP Create and Send File application and the Positive Pay tab. And what we're presented here are all our check batches that have been printed out of accounts payable and or payroll. We have it set up that we're looking at both AP batches and payroll batches. You can do one or the other or both. Also, let's take a look. We've got a lot more batches, some that were posted to the general ledger. Normally you would transmit only unposted batches, but you can go and look at posted batches. And you can see different batch statuses. Once they are transmitted, the date is stamped so that you can keep track of what's been sent and what is not. And you can select multiple batches at once. So let's select this first batch that we just created recently. You simply select the batch. Optionally, you can print an audit report, which will print out, and then we just begin processing. What that's doing is going out to that check batch, analyzing the batch, formatting it correctly for positive pay, and in our case, we launched a website, the Sandler Con website, because that happened to be the setup option. Of course, normally you would probably go off and set up an option to take to transmit it to your bank, of course. Let's take a look briefly at what the positive pay file looked like that we just created. I'm going to go out to the path that I wrote the file to, and if I go out here and I go to positive pay, this is the actual file that was just created, and these are the checks and the format for this particular bank. I believe this was Wells Fargo, and that was set up based on the account. So that was the file that was created. Again, back here we would have transmitted it to the bank, and when we're finished with that, we come back to the application and we get a keep process. We'll do that keep process, and that then stamps that the file has been transmitted to the bank. Optionally, it could have archived the file, and if that was the case, then we have a copy of the file that we actually transmitted. That's all there is to it. Just wanted to point out that this account and sub-account over here, based on the batch, is what indicates what positive pay format to use, because you've identified that format with that account and sub-account. So positive pay is very straightforward, setting up a file format, going out to the Create and Send application, picking off the files that you need to transmit, sending them to the bank, and recording the completion of it. Let's talk for a few moments about implementing positive pay. First off, the full eBanking suite is available for Solomon 4.5, 5.0, and Solomon 5.5, and as new versions of Solomon come out, 6.0 and beyond, the software will be available. In addition, it's available on Solomon 4.21 upon special request. The product is installed, and the initial training will be done by your local reseller. They know your environment best and know the nuances of your Solomon installation, so they're the ones that do that initial installation and training. In order to successfully implement positive pay, you do have to get information from your bank, determine if we have the format that's appropriate for your bank, and if not, then please contact us through your reseller, and we're happy to create that format for you. If it is, then you may want to do a test and create using the format in our software and verify that it matches the format for your bank. The implementation is done in a few short hours. Your reseller can advise you more in more detail, but if you have to have information from your bank, then count on contacting your bank and having them get back to you. That's why we say count on a few days, even though the actual time is only a few hours. Sandler Con software is always available to you for direct post-implementation support, even though your reseller is your main initial point of contact. Please talk to your reseller about how that part of the support should be handled in your particular case. Purchase and pricing of the software. The software is always purchased through your reseller. All our products are sold only through the Microsoft reseller channel. Pricing is based on the Solomon Edition and Solomon licensed user count. The Solomon Edition is whether you have Select or Premier or Professional or Standard. And the Solomon licensed user count is the number of user packs that you have purchased for your Solomon installation. It's not based on the actual Positive Pay users per se. It's based on your Solomon licensed user count. SandlerCon software offers multi-module discounts when they're placed on the same order. If you purchase more than one of the eBanking modules, either AR, AP, EFT, and or Lockbox along with Positive Pay, then you're entitled to a multi-module discount, as well as if you purchase any of our other products, including Shop Floor Control or Project Series products. Maintenance and support is included. It's 18% of the list price, and that entitles you to support directly to SandlerCon in addition to enhancements and upgrades throughout the life cycle of your product for future versions as they come on. Please contact your reseller if you have more questions or need more information, or contact us directly at www.sksoft.com. Thank you.